to make sure that we're live. Oh, I forgot to change the title again. Oh well. You know, it happens. We're not talking about your next big move. We already did. Today, actually, we are talking about your website. My website. All of the websites. But we don't have anybody watching yet, so we're going to, fart around for a minute until we get some people popped up in here. Maybe you're watching over on YouTube. That's cool. That's a thing. Maybe you're watching on, what's the other thing? Instagram? Instaface? Oh, Doug says he's here. All right, well, I guess that wraps up today. We're all done, folks. Goodbye. No, I'm just kidding. Been a while, Douglas. I did my hair for you. Do you like it? Inside joke. Yeah, we just got back from the NINC conference. It was fun. It was fun. It was something, that's for sure. That's for true. Well, as we wait for people to jump on here, I know where Doug's located. He's on a boat somewhere in the Caribbean. Yeah, I'm still a little hungover too, Doug. I'm drinking my caffeine energy drink thing. May or may not have vodka in it. Welcome in, everyone, all 4 of you, whatever it is. We got some cool stuff today, not going to lie. Randall Wood, the other Wood, the brothers Wood were there. We're going to talk about websites and how to make them mo better. We'll give it a few minutes so people jump in. But yeah, NINC happened. It was a thing. Conference, for anyone not in the know, it is Novelists Incorporated. And yeah, we all just kind of get together and totally just learn how to be an author. Nothing else. Nothing else happened. Yeah, Jen, it's a writers' conference for authors. It's okay. It's who've reached a certain level of success if you're self-published. If you're traditionally published at any point in history, you qualify for NINC. So the story goes back in the early days, 30 years ago, up to about 5 years ago. I'm getting a phone call. You used to just take your traditional contract and show it to people, and then you'd be in, and it was fun. Then they started, self-published authors started, like me, came in, and I'm like, I want to be part of your cool club, and there was a little bit of a good old boys club kind of feel, but these days it's pretty good. It's pretty evenly split. At least people who are traditionally published and maybe staunchly so can appreciate that there's another route up the mountain called self-publishing or indie pub. So yeah, it's a good conference though. It's sort of treated like a end of year party for a lot of folks. I go on behalf of D2D every year. Last year I went as D2D, but also they invited me to go speak and present as Nick Thacker, which was fun. So did that, and it happened. And Doug says there's no cameras were allowed. That's potentially untrue. I believe my hair ended up in a picture. If y'all don't know what's going on, so I'm out at this place with my wife. She came with me. Nice little place, nice little establishment called McNasty's, and this is after the 2 bars that we had gone to before. 1:30 in the morning, something like that. Reasonable time for people who are adults. And we're sitting there, and there's one guy. There's like this one guy at the bar, local. And I'm kind of eyeballing him because I'm like, he's gonna be the guy, like he's gonna be the one who's like sees my wife and whatever. So I'm kind of like eyeballing him, kind of making sure. And eventually he comes up and he goes, he looks at me and he kind of pushes me and he goes, hey. He might have been drinking. He goes, hey man, can I take a picture of your hair? And I was like, okay, that's not the direction I expected this night to go. But it happened. So I guess my hair is nice. And he tried to like make it. He was like, it's not weird, man. It's not weird. It's from a barber. Anyway, yeah. So that happened. That was kind of. I know Doug's over there chuckling. I don't think were you there? You were there. Doug was there. Maybe not. I don't know. He also brought it. He made a mistake and brought his wife as well. But yeah, these are the things that happen. Megan's laughing because she knows the D2D folks and she knows the trouble we get into when we're not supervised. And this was basically just unsupervised authors at the beach all week. But we're not talking about Nink. We're just waiting for people to come in, and we got a handful of people in here now. That's good. I'm doing something a little different. Hey, Eric, how's it going, man? Where are you from? Or where are you coming from today? Are you still down in those parts? Jen, also, I don't think I know where you are. If you're with us, Megan, I know you. I kind of know where you are, but drop it in there. Let everybody know where you are, where you're from, or at least where you're streaming from or watching from. Could be the moon, maybe Mars, whatever it is. You can make it up. I don't care. We're talking about websites. I sent the email out recently, so you may not have seen it. I didn't get a chance to post in the group because I wasn't sure I was going to do this because I didn't know the tech would work. But I've tested the tech. The tech is tested, which means it'll only fail a few times, and we'll have to mess around with it 400 times before it works. But I wanted to use like a screenshot or screen capture with this studio over here because I want to show you, rather than just talk websites, I want to show you some stuff. And we're going to use my website as an example. Maybe pull in yours if you're cool with that. We're not going to poop on all. Don't worry, we're not going to make fun of stuff. But the thing is, let me kind of pause there because we'll start, and I've got the little intro speech, whatever. Is that cool? So we're going to talk about websites today. We're talking about author websites specifically, maybe why yours isn't what it could be or should be. Okay, cool. So welcome in everyone. Trisha from Oregon. Yep, Megan from Georgia. Eric, Canada, that's right. Okay, then back to Florida. That sounds good. Yep. Wait until cutting it close there, man. It's going to get nice and cold up there in Canada. Robin says, my website's fantastic. Sounds like she just volunteered herself to show us all her website. No, look, we're not here to say, hey, your website sucks, your website doesn't. The point is, with anything, everything can be improved. And I have been spending, actually the whole week during Nink, my website went down, and so I moved it over to a new server, did all this crap to try to get it back up, and I think it's running great. It's certainly not done. I don't think anything's ever done, but it's at a point where I can show people and kind of explain some of the reasons why I did the things I did. So I'm gonna jump in here. We're talking websites, and specifically we're talking author websites and this modern era that we're in called 2020s. We don't have the luxury of putting a website out there and just saying, well, it's better than nothing. Because these days, having anything online is not necessarily better than having nothing online. What I mean by that is we as authors may not think of ourselves as people in competition with other authors. And that may be true. I don't believe I'm in competition with Doug because he's a good writer and I'm not, and so his books will sell. No, if we write in the same genre, somebody who reads my books might also like his, and they're going to pick his up. So I'm not really competing with Douglas, right? And that's true with people even in different genres than us. We're not really competing because we are producing these commodities called books, and people who like books will often like other books. Like, it's not like buying a car where, hey, I just need one of these things. Once I have it, I'm done shopping for cars. Books are not like that. So we as authors often get caught up in this idea that we're not really competing with other authors, and that's true. But here's the rub. Here's the deal. We are competing for eyeballs, for attention. We're competing for time and focus from people who come to our space on the internet. And if we call that space on the internet our website, we absolutely are competing for the person's, the reader's attention, the potential fan's attention. And for that reason, it is absolutely crucial in today's day and age, whatever you want to do, 2020s and beyond, that we have a website that does a few things extremely well. And if we don't do these things well, none of the other cool features and whiz-bang stuff we have on the website is going to matter at all. Okay, so that's kind of to preface all this. Pull open my notes here. Thank you guys for dropping your website. Yeah, if you drop your website, just know that I may click it and everyone may see it. Okay, so just that's the downside. But again, we're not here to poop on your website. We're here to show you, I'll poop on my own a little bit, and I'll explain what I need to change about mine, and I'll show you mine as we get rolling. And I'm hoping we can do this all within an hour, but I'm going to try to have time for questions and all that too. But here's what I'd see as the requirements for a modern website, author website specifically. Okay, we're not talking about a car manufacturer's website, or we're not talking about webmd.com. We're talking about your author website. Okay, there are 3 things that I consider absolutely required. The first thing is you got to have information. Okay, I know, duh, but before you go duh all over me, we can clarify what I mean by information, and you'll hear some of that as we go. But you got to have something on the website. You can't just go to a page and have pretty pictures. We, the reader of your website or the visitor to your website, need to know what you're doing, and it should be abundantly clear right away, usually by way of what we call a hero graphic, a big banner that's on top. More than just a logo, perhaps, but like a big graphic, something that pops that says, I'm an author, you're in the right place, or I'm an author and you might not be in the right place. But it should say something like that. It should be information. Okay, that's absolutely a requirement. And I know you're still saying duh. So let me move on real quick. The second thing that I believe is an absolute requirement is a call to action. Okay, you can have more than one, but you need to sit down and focus, and you hear me say this all the time, you got to do the hard work of thinking through what your main call to action is going to be. Why are we here? What do you want that reader to do? For a lot of us, it's sign up and get these books for free. Right now, I've got one on my, we'll see if we can get it to load. It usually doesn't, the pop-up doesn't come up for me because I've set it so that it doesn't show up for me. So you might not be able to see it unless you go to my website separately. But there's a pop-up that's supposed to come up that says you get some books and you get a discount if you click here. And you click there and you go, oh, I turned it off actually. You're not going to see that. Never mind. I'll explain that as we go. You need a call to action. That's the point. Buy my books, sign up for my mailing list, click this link and go to Facebook, whatever that is. It doesn't matter, but you got to have something. If you got an author website, there needs to be a very clear, distinct call to action. And I believe that's a requirement on the homepage, like right there. And I'm going to show you my website in just a second, assuming all the tech works, and you'll be able to see how I'm kind of not adhering to this and why. The third thing that is a requirement, number 3. So we got information. You got to tell us what your thing's about. A call to action. You got to ask us to do a thing. And then the third thing that is an absolute requirement is that it has to have a great design. Guys, it's 2023. The internet's not new anymore. Websites aren't cool. Okay, we all have one. We can set them up in 5 seconds. It is worth every penny or every ounce of effort of your time, whatever, to make a website that looks stunning. Okay, now I don't mean stunning in the sense of like artistically challenging or, new age or any specific word you want to use. I just mean you cannot look like, you got a 1995 website or even a 2015 website that just has some stuff that you hope people click. It needs to be this guided experience. Okay, that's what design. I'm not talking about design in terms of like, style choices or creativity. I mean design in terms of UX, UI, user experience, user interface. So guide us through that funnel, guide us through that call to action, guide us to where you want to go on the website. Does this make sense? 3 things. Got to have information, got to have a call to action, got to have great design. Let me show you what I've done with my website. Everything I do is a work in progress. You all know that, but I believe we're at a point where we're looking pretty decent. Y'all see this? Hopefully, I changed the size of my. That's why. Let me make this a little bigger, and you'll be able to see it. Mo better. Here we go. So I'm literally just dragging the screen size, and right off the bat, you can see UX, UI wise, it's responsive. This is a word that just means it's going to look good-ish on every. Just my face still. You all just see my face. Yeah, you do. Why is that? Oh, I got to push this live. I'm so sorry. Transition. There we go. Boom. How about that? Give it a second. And it's still my face, to be fair. It's just on my website. Here you go. Okay, cool. So I'm watching it on Facebook. It's weird. It's like 20 different screens of my face looking at me. It's twirls all the way down. Okay, so this is my website. This is the homepage. You get there, you see, boom, this is the guy. He's probably the one sitting in the chair, creepily leaning toward the camera. And he's probably a USA Today best-selling author. So information right off the bat, great design. I'm not talking about, my color choice. I could stand to lose a few pounds. The weird pig in the background of that image, like, that's fine. It's not bad. It's not doing me any disservice. But the point is that what I'm trying to show you is there ain't a whole lot you can do here. Okay, there's a call to action, and anyone want to guess what it is? I'll give it a few seconds because there's a delay. What's the call to? You get to this homepage, whether it's, and I said it's responsive, so watch. I slide it over left and right here and there. Boom, boom, boom. The image changes, so now it's the mobile view. Okay, the iPad view is the same. You can see it over there on the left side of my face. I'll bring it back big because I don't want to see 3 of my faces. That's one is more than enough. Any guess? Yeah, click the down arrow. Jen got it, right? Okay, cool. So call to action is very simple. I am guiding you through an experience. That is the goal here. I'm saying, hey, look, I'm this guy in the picture, and I do this thing called write books. I'm an author. Okay, cool. You say, great. What do we do? We click the down arrow, and oh my gosh, it goes down. Cool. So far, no groundbreaking features yet. But what you'll see here, and this is how I've kind of subverted what I told you about one simple call to action. I'm sort of splitting my life between this nonfiction bucket. You're watching me now on Book Career in a Year, right, wherever you're at, and then my fiction stuff. And so I want people to know right off the bat, you're on my homepage. This is what you can do. You click the down arrow, and here's all the stuff about me. Okay, so I'm bombarding you with links, yes, but I believe I've done this in a way that is. I'll make this a little smaller so you can see the far side over here. I believe I've done it in a way that still is designed well enough to be clear, okay? Not going to win any awards for this, not trying to, but I need everything to be clear. So you'll see these images aren't uploaded yet for the ones behind books and tools, but they're coming, and I need to replace these dumb old fat Nick images. I'm still fat, just less fat. They're just not very good pictures. But the point is, you can see, okay, cool. So he's got some books, great, fiction, nonfiction, and then, free books. Where does that go? Well, it goes to BookFunnel, where I've got my landing page for free books. I'll show you these in a second. Some of them aren't up yet. Nonfiction doesn't go anywhere, or it goes to Amazon. Presentations, podcasts, booking isn't ready. You see there's no link there. Then this kind of splits into these speaking and coaching are my Book Career in a Year. Actually, all of these are sort of the nonfiction side of things. So I've got some courses. You all know about those. I do some coaching. You've heard about that. And Book Career in a Year goes to, you guessed it, Book Career in a Year website. So this is probably more than what you need as an author if you're just doing the fiction thing. But maybe not. Maybe you've got other things that you want to call attention to. So we have to be very careful about putting too much in front of people if we don't also kind of guide them through the experience, right? So I'm being very, very clear, I think, about, hey, I've got books, I do speaking, I do coaching, and I've got these tools that I put together, and you can probably guess that those are for authors, right? If you've never heard of me before, and come here. It's also true that no one's just randomly landing on this website. People usually get to my website, and they'll get to your website because they've found you or heard of you somewhere else. Okay, so there's a preconceived notion of who they're going to run into or what they're going to see when they get there. So don't think that you have to kind of create a whole web portal that tells everybody in the world who you are from nothing, right? Because they're usually, okay, I'm going to an author's website. I'm expecting to see books, or I'm going to a coach website. I'm expecting to see something about coaching. It's all making sense so far. So this is more than you'll probably have if you're just focused on the fiction side. But you need to lay everything out in a way that is very clear. UX, UI, that's what that means. That's great design, okay? So if you're just doing fiction, maybe this section of your page could be for all your different series, or if you've got a few, or different genres that you write in, whatever. Make it clear, okay? And then as people click and drill down into what they want to see, you can continue guiding them through this experience. So going back over here, let's say they keep scrolling, they see, okay, cool, he's got an ad for a book. Right, you click read more. That doesn't work right now. I don't think. We'll click it. We'll see what happens. And then, hey, I'm Nick, and blah, blah, blah. You want to read a little bit more about me, you can, and you can click here, and it probably goes somewhere that's broken. Page not found. So this is all, like I said, still work in progress, but that's totally fine. What you'll see, though, is if we go back up here, so this is what I would spend much time building. Let me go back to my notes. Sorry. Okay. So when we build websites, I think this. I believe that there's some required pages that we need to have, and then there's some useful stuff that we could have on the website. The required pages we need to have are the homepage, and that's it. That's it. You have to have this, what I just showed you, a homepage, okay? Simple. You don't need to have more than that. That's the requirement. And the homepage is just where you end up when someone goes to your website. Someone clicks that domain, boom, they land on your homepage. So that's the only required page. It used to be that, we wanted to have more of like kind of a web magazine style. This was like the early 2000s or maybe mid 2000s, right? Where there's like left menu, top menu, right menu. You click everything and it all goes on one page. It all goes on, you go to different pages, sorry. We're in a phase right now where we're shifting more toward simplicity, modern, clean edges, design-wise, design speaking. But in terms of UX, UI, we're shifting more toward like this one page or kind of a scrolling single homepage. You've seen this before, right? The infinite scroll. You don't have to do that, but that is absolutely an option because our internet connections are faster now. Our HTML5 websites, whatever they're built on, usually PHP or something, are blazing fast. Servers are fast enough to be able to serve all this content onto one page. It used to be we needed to keep all this stuff separate. We don't have to do that anymore. So when you click through here, you'll see that I've gone to different pages, but I'm trying to keep you guys focused on the fact that the only thing that's required is having a homepage. But that's obvious. Okay, so other useful pages that we can have on our website, you probably already can think of some, like, the About page. If you really wanted to have an About page, that would be where you'd put stuff about you. I don't really like About pages because I don't find I get any traction from them. They're just kind of bogging down my website. There's really, you saw my little About thing is this little thing on the bottom. It just says, hey, I'm Nick. You don't need more than that. Most people come in, readers, they're just like, hey, I want a little bit about you, and that's it. I want to find your books. So on that note, the store is often what we'll find on an author website. I'll show you mine in just a second. And maybe a page about your books, that links to the store, or maybe that is the store. That's it. I mean, that's really all you have to have. People overthink this a lot. Authors, you guys overthink this a lot. I overthink this a lot. Oh my gosh, we have to have a contact page. No, you don't. I don't want my readers to talk to me. If you do have a contact form, it doesn't have to be on a page. It could be literally in the footer of every page on your site. So these are ways you can kind of keep everything very simplified. So you don't have to manage a lot. You don't have to maintain a lot. Okay, let me click into this. Let me show you my store. We can keep talking about some stuff here. I'm gonna focus on the store a lot because, it's important, and we're gonna start running ads to our store, our site, all the stuff we're doing. We're gonna start doing things to try to make more money from the readers and give them the information they want. And usually this all happens on a store or a shop. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen to make sure this is loading up. Okay, cool. So you're seeing this. This is my shop page. You'll see that it kind of loads as you go. This is like an extreme caching plugin that I've installed, so it makes my site go faster. So some of these little features in there, they look like they're broken. They're not. They're just that's the way it works. And I actually haven't gone through and really optimized this main shop page. Right now, it's just kind of an info dump. It's just literally a dump of all the books that I've got. Okay, I uploaded them all. They're pretty pictures and all that. I set this up before Nink not to show off this shop page, and it does work. I mean, if you click on Harvey Bennett, this will take a second, but it'll generate all the Harvey Bennett series books in the Harvey Bennett series, right? So that's kind of a cool way to do it. But I'm going to change this up. I'm going to go kind of an Apple style with kind of graphics, and that's infinite scroll. As you go down, it'll have different things that I'm calling attention to. I might have a Harvey Bennett hero graphic. Click here and go to another page that shows the Harvey Bennett stuff. So the reason I set this up this way is this guy right here, this bundle. I'm starting to run Facebook ads with this bundle. Another caching issue I have to figure out today is why this defaults to. I don't even know what this is. It's not the U.S. dollar. It's probably like a rupee or something. I don't know. I'm American. I don't know any other currency symbol. It defaults to that for some reason. It's being served a proxy server cached version of this. So point is, don't focus on the things that are wrong. I already know about them, and I'm fixing them. But I wanted this to be the page that I built before Ning, because I was talking to a lot of people there who are selling direct and running Facebook ads to their page. And this is the page that you would land on. So you'd get the Facebook ad. You may have seen my ads, and you end up here. Obviously, this adds to cart. I'll show you that in a second. But again, going with, okay, we're talking website design. We're talking about requirements. We're selling something online, and we do not have the luxury. I said this already too, but it is even more important and even more crucial. You get this for your pages that are selling stuff, your shop or your store, whatever you want to call it. This is WooCommerce, but it is absolutely not out-of-the-box WooCommerce. This is like all hacked and changed and shifted around to make it look good. I think it looks good. Maybe you don't. But I tried to copy the Shopify Dawn theme, the kind of the default Shopify theme, because that sells, that converts really well. No menu up here, okay? Because I'm treating this like a landing page, meaning I'm treating it like if you land on this page, you can't do anything except leave or click the add to cart button. That's the goal here, okay? That's what a landing page is. You want to do one thing. That's the call to action. One call to action, okay? Douglas is right. I don't believe in Britain. I don't. Yeah. Anyway, kidding. Yeah, it's a pound sign, guys. Get over it. It's whatever. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Okay. So you click these little things and they scroll real nicely and they look good. And the point is, we don't get the luxury in 2023 and beyond of having a web store that's just out of the box or not really thought through. People expect, whether they know it or not, and they usually don't know that they expect this, but they absolutely expect a good-looking, easy-to-use, very clear, purpose and intentional store when they land on a page, or they're not going to buy your stuff. Okay, that's the point I wanted to make. So as we go through here, we're clicking this stuff. You'll see, I believe I've done this pretty well. You click this, and what happens? It adds to cart instantly. And this is a funnel. It's called a funnel kit. But it's a different way of looking at the cart. You can kind of stay on the page while you're looking at the shopping cart. I think it looks pretty cool. You'll see I've got some 1 penny more. I set it to $25 for free shipping. This doesn't matter because it's an ebook deal, but you can see you can start doing things like this with any web platform you use. This is WooCommerce with Funnel Kit. There's Shopify, of course. The point is, this is easy to use. This is familiar for people. And if you build something that looks really cool and creative, but it's not familiar, you're just going to be beating your head against a wall trying to get people to convert, trying to get people to buy from you. Okay, so that's, again, I'm probably belaboring the point, but I wanted to show you and be very clear about showing you it's got to be simple. It's got to be obvious. It's got to look really, really, really good because people have that expectation. They're bouncing around the internet, clicking on Facebook ads. You can see it, if I make this mobile size, it looks the same, right? So this is actually it's not really what people would see on the mobile. So you can go look on your phone if you want. I did have to change it because it's, it was just whatever. But the point is you got to look good on mobile, iPad, tablet, whatever size. You also got to look good on desktop mode, which is what we're on here. Okay. So you click checkout and this takes you to another page. Again, that I have heavily modified from the WooCommerce out of the box thing to look more like a Shopify with some design. Okay. Again, this looks different on your mobile, on your phone, whatever you're looking at. This button place order down here is actually floating on the bottom. You'll be able to see that. It's just a big button kind of stuck to the bottom of the screen that stays there as you go. But again, the point is very simple. It's a landing page. If you ever check out on Amazon, of course we all have, Amazon does this really well. You click add to cart and then you go to checkout and all of a sudden everything else goes away. They've got you, right? They've captured you. The only thing you can do is back up or press the button to move forward and they get your money. So that's what we're doing here, okay? You click the add. This is just another little feature. Shopify's got stuff like this. This is an upsell. This is built into Funnel Kit. If you're liking this, by the way, I don't think I've got an affiliate program set up, so you can just go check out Funnel Kit. It's like a few $100 a year, so it's not free, but it's really really good and it works out of the box. It's great. But yeah, you toggle this on and off, and it adds it and takes it away from the cart. This is an upsell. It's conditional. It's dynamic, meaning depending on what's in the cart. So this Six Thrillers deal is in the cart as an ebook format, and this is asking, do you want the audiobook format off for a sale price as well? So this is my Facebook ad runs to that, and hopefully people go here and buy it. $50 right out the door. No one's bought it yet. We'll see. One person did, but I just started running ads yesterday. So, what am I talking about? Design. Okay, so yeah, if you did scroll down, you get to see a little bit more. There's some social proof in here. This fancy little symbol just means that, hey, I'm not going to steal your money. I'll give you a refund, all that. And then a footer. Very, very simple. There's no other links in here to go to the rest of my website because I don't want them doing that. Now, even though this is individual, this is the face. I told you, like the kind of the funnel. I'm taking people from a Facebook ad. They click over. They go to this Six Thrillers deal page, and then upsell this in the shopping cart, and they check out. This is the shopping cart for the whole website. Like this is what it looks like for any product you buy, whether it's paperback. And I'll back up here and show you what happens. So if you click on a paperback, we'll click on the Atlantean artifact. You'll see you get the option. Okay, so we're on paperback mode. If you want to click audio, guess what? The image is all changed. Now you're getting an audiobook because, again, we're trying to be very, very clear about what people are getting. Treat people like they're dumb when it comes to website stuff. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to diminish people, but people are definitely dumb when they come to your website. Okay, so treat them like they're dumb and you'll be okay. Don't assume that you can use the paperback image looks good. It shows the cover. Don't do that. Change the picture so that it shows people what they're going to get. Okay, now, you're going to have to let them make some assumptions like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get an iPhone with gross black headphones whenever I buy it. You have to make some concessions. But this way, you're like, hey, I'm trying to be very clear here. You're getting the audio version of this book. It even says audio right here. And you can see that this is an audio book. And look, I even described, okay, immediate download, lifetime access, files provided. Oh, they're going to give me instructions after purchase. And even over here, premium narration. If you click in the ebook mode, these three things change. Purchase the ebook instantly. Paperback, we'll say something different entirely. Premium quality printing. So this is the point. We're being very clear, okay? And it's not necessarily easy to set all this stuff up, but it's something you're going to have to do if you're going to sell direct, if you're going to have a website in the modern era, okay? Read more button goes down if somebody wants more. This is something I got to fix. There's not enough information here, so this part is supposed to pull down. So ignore this. And then there's reviews that I'll be importing. Totally against Amazon's terms of service, by the way, but I'm going to import them anyway because they're mine. And then some just, hey, you might also like this other crap that I've got to sell. And then if you keep going down, you get some social proof, fancy little symbols, medallions, and then a little bit of about thing. And then look, the same footer. This one is the website's footer, and this is the one that's built into the page. So point is, that's what a store page looks like. If you add this to the cart, you'll see the same cart thing pull up. Let me pop these guys out of here, and you'll see what happens. So you see that you got to add about $10 more to get free shipping. So this is basically if you buy 2 paperbacks from me, I'll ship them to you for free. Okay. We got a coupon code. This is all pretty basic stuff. But when you check out, you'll see this is the general store checkout page I showed you before, and then the upsell that pops in. Do you want it signed? So you can see conditional upsells. Why, yes, I do want it signed. And it explains, hey, the additional fee, it's $5. It covers the additional shipping and handling. So I got to ship it to myself, and then I got to ship it to you. People like that option, though. It's still $20 for a signed copy of probably the best authors, they've ever read. I'm just kidding. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's my website. Like I've got the homepage you saw, and then all those links go elsewhere. So the Book Career in a Year stuff sends people away. All of that is that's all good and dandy. You can do whatever you want with that, but we have to keep things very simple. You guys still seeing me? Because it said my live video ended. I'm hoping it did not. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking though. Yeah, so I'm gonna jump into some questions. First of all, I want somebody to comment. Make sure you guys are still seeing me, because I'd be kind of weird if it didn't. Is it still going? It says it's still going. Okay. Yes. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So some questions here about WooCommerce over Shopify. I know Doug asked that. Jen was mentioning all the tweaks and everything. Here's the point. I may end up going to Shopify. Okay. Shopify is known to convert better than just about any other store. It's used by a lot of the web. It's like WordPress. It's just so many people use it. WooCommerce, ironically, is part of WordPress. So I'm on WordPress. Everything you just saw was WordPress with the Divi theme, and then WooCommerce is my shopping cart. I may still switch to Shopify because as I'm running these Facebook ads, if I'm not converting the way I should, I will try exactly the same stuff and go to Shopify to see if that helps the conversion rate. But the problem with this is Shopify is proprietary software as well, and it's a monthly fee. And so it ends up getting more and more expensive the more crap you add to it. So you want to add like a little Talk to Nick, little live chat thing I didn't show you, but it's on the website. That $4 a month or $5 a month for that. Or if you want to tie in Klaviyo because it's integrations and all that, well, Klaviyo costs something additional as well. And you're still going to have to do some tweaks. So even though I showed you basically an out of the box theme that Shopify it would look like on Shopify, you still have a lot of setup to do. You still have a lot of tweaking to do to make it all look good and work good. So there's still some work, maybe less than what I just showed you if you went the WooCommerce route. But I have full control over my website. Whereas if I go with Shopify, I'm at the whim of Shopify. If they decide to get rid of a plugin that I was using, there's no recourse. I can't get that plugin. Where with WordPress, I can choose to not upgrade the plugin, but I can always use it for the rest of my life. Part of going away from Amazon, Kindle Unlimited and selling directly through Amazon being exclusive, is getting rid of stores or websites that force us to use their tools. And Shopify is no different than Amazon in that way, right? If Amazon can pull the rug out from under us at any point, Shopify can too. They don't typically, which is great. But they could at any point. So that's part of the reason I wanted to build all this on WooCommerce. I'm also very comfortable in WooCommerce. I've been a web guy for a long time. So Trisha, what theme do I use or recommend? So I mentioned it just a second ago. It's called Divi, D-I-V-I. It's from Elegant Themes. When I bought into it, I think it was like $39 a year. Like it's super, super cheap. It might be more now, but it's well worth the expense for me because if you're on WordPress, I don't like Elementor, which is kind of the equivalent WordPress version of this. But this is a theme that's really a framework, which means it's a theme that I can use. I can build whatever I want within the theme. So it comes with pre-built layouts and things like that for the store and for the shopping cart and for different pages, landing pages, home pages. You can just click a button and it imports all the images, and then you just tweak it as you go. And it's really easy to use once you learn it. I've been using Divi for everything for many, many years. So I like Divi a lot, but you can use Elementor, Ocean WordPress. Yeah, that's another one. That's the host, I think, right? So the point is, yeah, you can do what I just did on almost any platform. It may take a little bit of work, and if you ask my help, I'm going to be like, I don't know how to do it in anything but Divi. So the point is, I'm trying to show you what I believe is a requirement and what a website should be and how it should function in the modern era. But the tool stack, Randall's got his there. It's going to be different for every author. Maybe you use WooCommerce as your website, but then your WordPress as your website. But then you set up a CNAME, store.nickthacker.com in this example, and you set up that, and that store dot goes to Shopify. So it doesn't really matter. BookFunnel is part of it. So every time somebody purchases, you can use BookFunnel to deliver those ebooks and audiobooks. So yeah, the point is your stack doesn't necessarily matter. I just wanted to show you what you should be going for. Okay, and again, it's not perfect. I'm still working on mine, but I believe this is far better than anything I've done in the past. And if anyone's going to have a chance at buying from me, it's going to be because I've got a good modern website that is secure and all that. I think there were some questions that I missed, so feel free to post those again. But I think that covers the whole Shopify versus WooCommerce stuff, right? Yeah. Jen says I have a horrible success rate when I try to adjust a theme that can be fully customized. In that case, look, yeah, Shopify might be the best option, probably is the best option because you don't have to do that with Shopify. Out of the box, it's going to be much closer to what I just showed you. It's going to be a little bit better. Yes, you're going to have to tweak some things, but it's mostly just getting your information, your books, your images, all that stuff loaded in. By the way, on those images I showed you before, let's see if I can pull it up again. Whoops, I forgot. I keep forgetting to push that live. On these images here, I have, if anyone's interested, I have, maybe not that one because that one's like a 3D one, but these guys, it's just the book cover image. That's 3D too. At least these. I have them in Canva. If anybody wants these, they're in Canva. I think I can share it with you. You can use Canva to create these cool little images. Specifically these. Let me click over to the ebook one. Yeah, so you got the iPad view. This one, iPad, mobile phone. You have to kind of make your cover images squished a little bit in order to get them to fit right. But I did that, uploaded all the book covers to Canva, and then used Canva's bulk creation tool, and it dropped them all in. So I've got this pack of images. If you guys want that, let me know. Yeah, send me an email. I can shoot you the link to that. But yeah, the point is, you can't just have a book cover image. People expect more. They expect to know exactly at a single glance what they're going to get. If it's an audiobook, they want to see a picture of an audiobook. They don't want to see a picture of a paperback. Again, these aren't things that they'll tell you. Readers will come to your website and they'll be like, I don't know why I didn't buy it. I'm telling you, this is the reason. They want to know what they're going to get. They want to know what it's going to cost. They want to know that it's secure. Taxes, shipping, all that stuff is calculated at checkout. And then they want to see pictures of the thing they're going to get. And they can be 3D mock-ups like I showed you. But if it's an ebook, they want to see an ebook on a tablet or a phone. And if it's an audiobook, they want to see audio. So belaboring the point again, but you guys get where I'm going with this. Trisha, yeah, they have not really. Some of the ones that were 3D that I mentioned, I couldn't give you. Those are Placeit. I think placeit.com, 2 words, Placeit. And I also have some Photoshop actions I bought a long time ago that I still use. I can't give you those because I don't own them. But the Canva ones I created, and they're just basically you use a Canva template that's like an iPad, the picture of an iPad, and then you make a little dropper. There's a frame in Canva. It's called you just search for frames, and you'll see all these little frames, and you can drag the iPad into the image, and then you add your cover to that frame, and you can do individual images that way. Or if you have Canva Pro, and you said you did, then you can search for, it's not easy to find for some reason, but bulk create, bulk as in BULK, bulk create will let you do a bunch of images at the same time. So anyway, not a Canva tutorial. We can do that at some point too. I love and hate Canva. Like I'm a Photoshop guy. I'm an expert in Photoshop. I really am really good and fast in Photoshop. And so going to Canva feels like kind of taking a step backwards in a lot of ways. Like it's just clunky in other ways. But it's an online image manipulation tool, which is incredible that they could build that. So I do love Canva because it makes this stuff accessible. Jen mentioned BookBrush. Yeah, I love the BookBrush guys. They're good people. They're good folks. BookBrush does a lot of that stuff too. Randall, do I feel blurbs are as important as covers to drive sales? I don't believe covers are actually drivers of sales. And what I mean by that is, you probably heard me say this before, I think covers only potentially lose the sale. This is where we are in the modern era. People are not new to Amazon. I mean, obviously new people get on Amazon every day for the first time. I'm not saying that. But readers who read our books, they're used to Amazon. They're used to our websites. And if they come across anything that isn't up to snuff, their expectation that, like I said, there usually is an unconscious expectation they have, they're going to bounce. They're going to leave. Covers are that as well. So if they go to an Amazon page or your sales page and the cover sucks, what's happening psychologically is it's not meeting their expectation. It's not, triggering that genre or trope expectation they have. They're going, this looks like fantasy rather than, action adventure, or this looks like sci-fi instead of fantasy, or this is romance because there's a bare-chested dude and you're calling this a thriller, but I'm not seeing thriller, right? So this is the kind of conversation they have with themselves. So but the flip side of it is the best cover in the world. Let's say you spend $2,000 for some stupid reason on a cover that's amazing and have somebody illustrate this incredible thing and it's perfectly to genre. People are just going to go, yeah, cool. That's what I expected. Okay, great. Now let me move on and read the description, read the blurb, check the price, and then I'll buy it. So the cover nobody just looks at the cover and goes, I'm going to buy that. right? It's something else that made them buy that. If they do that, it's because they knew the author's name and they're just like, I'm going to buy whatever Neil Gaiman puts out. Doesn't matter what the cover looks like, right? No one is looking at a cover and going, because of that cover, I'm just going to buy that thing. They're at least going to click it and read more. So that's kind of a long-winded answer, but blurbs are kind of the same way. Like, the blurb is only a potential way of losing a customer. If the blurb says, if I go to a website, me as Nick Thacker, go to your website, Randall, I want thrillers. That's what I read. That's what I want. So if you offer a blurb that says, this is a thriller, I'm going to go, oh, okay, that sounds good. Let me click through and check it out. And then I go to the page and it's clearly romance or clearly sci-fi or whatever the hell you write these days, Randall. Erotica, probably. I'm going to bounce. I don't, that didn't meet my genre. So the blurb lost the sale for you. But on the flip side, if you do write thrillers, and I know you do, and I go and I read your blurb, it says, this is a thriller. And I'm like, oh, cool, I like thrillers. I'm going to click through and I'm going to read it. And if it still looks good and the cover checks out and passes that test and all the descriptions pass that test and the price is right, then I'm going to buy it. Okay, so every time we add something to our store, to our site, to our pages, it's a potential for people to get lost. It's a potential for people to bounce away. And I hope I explained that. Like that is not my guessing or and some anecdotal data. Like that's literally how psychology works when it comes to sales and pushing people forward. We got to have a cover for our book. So it's really, really careful we have to be sure to be really, really careful about making sure it fits the genre and that expectation that they have. So to answer your question, your second one, follow up, Randall, do we give blurbs equal space or weight on the page? Yeah, you got to have something in that short, if you're referring to, I'll share this, the one I have pulled up right now, which is, where is it? There it is. Ancient Conspiracies, Neo-Nazis, Nonstop Action. I think that's what that's what I call a blurb. So, and I think that's a good one, right? That this literally tells you what's in the book. Okay, we got some neo-Nazis. I was joking with someone at Nink at a dinner. I was like, that's basically all thriller authors were like, who would make a really good villain for this book? The Nazis. I know it's kind of beating a dead horse now at this point, but I love me some Nazis. They're just the best villains, best antagonists you can do. So anyway, if I see that on a page, I'm clicking. Ooh, ancient conspiracy theories? Aliens. Neo-Nazis, Nonstop Action, and then click read more. It should go to a longer blurb. This is just whetting my appetite, right? So the blurb just goes, yep, cool, this is what I expected. This guy said he was a thriller author. This even kind of looks like a thriller author logo up here. Man, the page kind of go maybe like fantasy, historical fantasy with it, but it also seems to be thriller, So okay, cool. Oh, it says a thriller there. Okay, cool. So all of a sudden I'm like, all right, I'm in. I like thrillers. I like action adventure. The blurb is selling me. The cover is selling me. I don't want to leave yet. I may need a little bit more information. The price looks good. Let me read more, and then boom, I go down. Okay, cool. Santorini to Egypt, Michigan, blah, 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 blah. Nail-biting mystery thriller of epic proportions. So this is just the flow, right? We're taking them on that journey, that UX UI journey. And so I click add to cart, I buy it, and the rest is history. I give this author all of my money. All right, let me move that away again. Transition, and boom. Yeah, so Jen, your group calls that a tagline. That totally fine. I don't think it matters what it's called. Tagline probably is more accurate. A blurb would be more like like Steve Barry gave me a blurb for Mendel Paradox, right? Sorry to name drop, but he did. That would be what I'd call a blurb. Yeah, so you're right. A tagline, cool. Robin asks, what's UX UI? So user experience / user interface. They're not interchangeable. They're two different things. But a lot of times you say UX UI because when you're in design mode, you should be thinking in terms of what's the experience I want and what should the interface be to give them that experience, right? So the experience I want my readers to have when they land on my pages, they know I'm an author and they got stuff they can buy. And it's very easy and very clear to navigate that page because I built the interface to do that very easily with a couple clicks. Hope that makes sense. Anything else? Feel free to re-up a question. I'm only seeing the last 4, as always. Excuse me, because Facebook sucks. I mean, Facebook is awesome. It's nerd speak, Randall says. Yeah, it's nerd speak for how everything looks, feels, and functions on the page. UX, UI. So if there's a problem with the website, it's usually not the content. Sometimes it is. But usually you got the stuff there, but your user interface and your user experience are the things you got to look at. And I like saying UX, UI because think in those terms when you're putting something together. Aunt Celeste, yeah, she says it's even a job description these days. Abso-freaking-lutely. It's a huge job, and it's a difficult job because, with Draft Digital, for example, Alyssa is our designer, and so she does a lot of the UX, UI stuff, which means that she can't just, design something, and the programmers can't just build something. They have to, talk. She has to design what they've built, and they have to build what she's designed. And so UX, UI is like the interplay between these two departments. And she's not a developer and they're not designers. And so there has to be somebody who can communicate that. And she happens to be really good at that. But that's why it's a job. And it's very much a difficult job. Okay, cool. Yeah, any questions on this? We didn't look at anybody else's websites. But feel free, go click on other people's websites. And don't poop on them, please. Just go offer some helpful critique. Let's do this. Don't just go critique people's websites. If you posted your website on this thing, I assume that means you're giving us permission to click it and look at it. But give us permission, literally write, you can critique this, or I'd love your feedback, whatever you want to say. But let us know that it's okay for us to give you feedback. Okay? And then on the flip side, anyone going to give feedback, again, we're not just negatively critiquing, okay, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. That's not helpful. It's not helpful to do that. When I worked in church world, people would come up and be like, hey, can I tell you what sucks? No, I don't. I already know what sucks. I get paid a lot of money to figure that out. I need the solutions. So give us the solutions. So if you want critiques, like Doug said, you can critique his. Go in there and give him feedback and make it helpful. Say, hey, this isn't working for me. But instead of telling him this isn't working, say, you might try doing this. I think this would be cleaner. I think this would be better. I think this would work better for me. And he says you can poop on it. Cool. So Eric, same thing. We can go poop on their websites. The point is, we just need to get better websites. Okay. This isn't about making sure my website's better than your website, because we really aren't competing. If I go buy Randall's thriller, his readers might want to buy my thriller. I don't know if I said that right, but you know what I'm saying. But if one of our websites is not performing the way it needs to because of UX, UI, then we're not going to get the sale. Okay. We're certainly not going to get the reader. So yeah, this is a safe place for that kind of thing, I hope. So, if you put your website there, just let us know that we're able to critique it and give you some feedback on it. And hopefully, I've given you something helpful as kind of a framework to go through and say, hey, this isn't working for me. And before, there it is. I knew somebody was going to say this. Trisha says, I'm not qualified to critique. I want to push back on that a little bit, because you are a user of the interwebs. Okay, so you got to think in terms, you may not be in the position to critique in terms of, I'm a UX UI designer, and based on this and this and this, you should move this this little line, 3 pixels to the right. Sure, you may not be able to do that, but you've been on websites before, and you know what works for you before. You may not know why, but that's the challenge I'm giving you. Go to one of these websites. Go to Eric's website, ericchantstone.com. And click through it, and if at any point you're feeling yourself, I don't want to, I'm not clicking through, or I'm going to back out, or I'm going to close the page, stop, pause, and just try to figure out why. Go back. What did Nick say about, the UX of this page? What is there too many calls to action? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm being bombarded by too much crap on this page. Okay, so I know it's not easy, but yeah, I think you can, because you're an author and you're a reader too, I hope. And so you've been to these websites, and you've seen mine, you've seen other websites, and you know what you like and don't like. And it doesn't have to be right. Okay? I think Neil Gaiman was the one that said it. He's like, often when readers tell us something didn't work, they're 100% right. But when they tell us how to fix it, they're 100% wrong, or something like that. That's okay. If something's not working, that's why I said this is a safe space. I'm telling you, point it out. Let Eric know this isn't working on your page, man. I wish I knew why. I just don't know why. But if you do know the solution, or you think you know the solution, tell us, because that's really where it's helpful. And thanks for posting yours, Trisha. I'll go check it out. We will be kind. And if people aren't kind, you let me know. I'll bully them out of here. Be kind about this stuff, guys. We're not here to diminish other people. We're here to make websites awesome. All right. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, we got some websites popping in. Awesome. This is going to be Website Critique Week. I like that. I may make that a thing. National Website Critique Week. Yeah, Jen, you should be able to access the chat when this is all said and done. I will pin this video to the page in Book Career in a Year. If anyone's over commenting and stuff on YouTube, apologize. I'm only looking at the Facebook stuff, but I'll get over there eventually and click around and stuff. I got to change the titles anyway to make it websites. But yeah, let's lift each other's websites up a little bit. There's always things we can improve. I'm not immune to this, by the way. Go to my website. I'd love for you to go. You know what? Go all the way through my checkout process. Give me some money, and I'd love to hear your feedback after that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm saying, go critique mine too. If there's something that, hey, this isn't working, I don't know why, I just can't figure it out, but I don't like this. Great. I want to hear that. It doesn't mean we have to change everything. It doesn't mean we have to listen and take the feedback. We have to listen. It doesn't mean we have to use the feedback. Does that make sense? Be open-minded about this stuff, guys. It's not easy, and there's a reason UX UI is a day job, and designing websites is a day job, and all this stuff it can be challenging. Cool. I hope that helps. A few more minutes if anyone's got any last parting shots or thoughts. That'd probably be better. I'll pin the video and we can chat websites all week long. Hopefully you guys have some stuff to make some progress on this. I hope that mine was a good example more than a bad example. There's things that I have to fix on mine, but yeah, let's get some user feedback going and cycled through. This is a good place for that. This is what I want this to be. Eventually, I've got the app, Book Career in a Year app. It's totally free to download. There's nothing really there yet. If you're in some of my courses, you should be able to log in and see those. But I'd love to move all this stuff over there at some point, right? So I don't know if that would be helpful to have in an app, or if it's on the app, it's on the Book Career in a Year website, so the course website. But somewhere besides Facebook, because then we can, comment and be kind of, I don't know, maybe that's helpful, maybe not. Let me know. Douglas says this was violently good for a change. That's my favorite adverb. I told him that was my favorite adverb. I violently love the word violently because it's so weird and gross when you just throw it in there like, oh, I violently need a nap. Or I tell my wife, I violently need a shower. She loves it. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I hope this served you guys. Websites. A lot we could get into. I hope that gave you a little bit. You got to have a homepage. Got to have call to action. Got to look good. Can't just get away with putting up a crappy, out of the box, free WordPress template these days, because we expect more. We as visitors to your site expect more. We may not even know why, but if that's what you're doing, or if it's just out of the box Shopify and you just hope people will find it and click through the right thing and buy your books, well, that's why they're not. Eric, y'all have a violently wonderful day. You too, man. All right, I'm going to cut this off. Thank you so much for being here, and we will be back at it next week as well. Take care. Oh, I got my Book Career in a Year blue, my Book Career blue on. Wear your Book Career blue next week, maybe. We'll do that. All right, take it easy, guys.